Can you tell me your name?
Cheri Honkala, Cheri Honkala.
So Cheri, what organization are you with?
The Poor People's Economic Human Rights Campaign.
Okay. And can you tell me, why are you here today?
I'm here today to assist the Homeless Power Project in reclaiming houses for homeless families in Nashville.
And what's involved in that?
Well, the number one thing is actually the involvement and the participation of homeless people themselves in deciding that they're going to step forward and solve the homeless problem in this country by taking over abandoned government-owned HUD properties. There's 4,500 empty HUD properties here in Nashville, and it's time that we put the two things together, homeless people and empty houses. And so people will be bringing in couches and chairs and beds, and a family will stay here. And in the other dozen properties, other homeless families will move in and other furniture, and then we'll get organized to take on whatever battle that we have to take on. So if it means families going to jail over and over again, we'll do whatever is necessary in order that we call attention to this national housing crisis and put an end to homelessness.
How did you get involved originally in this kind of work? Can you tell me?
I'm a formerly homeless mother. I have 2 children, and 20 years ago I was in a bad situation where I was homeless in the Twin Cities, and I couldn't get into the homeless shelter, and I had a 9-year-old boy. And if we hadn't moved ourselves into an abandoned government-owned heated property that was vacant, myself and my little boy could have froze to death. And so, it's the modern day Underground Railroad. We see these homes as depots in a larger struggle to end poverty and homelessness. And I'm a formerly homeless mother, and I will continue to break unjust laws in order to help people stay alive.
What type of demographic is most affected by homelessness that you tend to work with?
Well, homelessness comes in all colors and comes from all different parts of the country. I've been invited to entire trailer parks where people have been thrown out of their trailer parks, to public housing units in Chicago, to farm workers in Florida. I mean, you name it. The situation in this country is very fluid, and most people are like a healthcare crisis away from homelessness. So it's amazing how I can be dealing with a family that has a 2-car garage one day, and their plant has moved down south, moved south, and they're looking at shelter space. And we don't need to talk about the Katrina crisis, right? We still have, 1 million folks that are internally displaced in this country, that are spread out and divided and put all over the entire country. And so our government is doing anything about the housing crisis. We need to do something about it. And so our friends from other parts of the world don't get it, because we live in a rich country and we only see it as a question of not being organized. So we got to get organized, and we have to put those homeless families in those abandoned properties and link them to a growing movement to end poverty.
How many homes have you helped to take over in your life?
Ask my federal indictment. I'll take the 5th. No.
Sure.
No, I'm just kidding. I've been taking over houses for 20 years, and anywhere from like a couple houses on any given day to hundreds of simultaneous takeovers in sometimes simultaneously, 30 different cities all on the same day. And so every day across this country, we're helping people learn how to take over houses.
What do you think has been your most successful action?
I think the most successful actions is the thing that I'm most proud of, because you can have a house today and they can take it away from you tomorrow, is the leaders that have been built across this country, and the fact that I'm a part of the most multiracial movement of leaders from the actual ranks of the poor. And I think that that's our number one success. You see a homeless person today that's sleeping underneath a bridge, that's because they're isolated. People that are part of this movement, they may be homeless today, but being a part of this movement and learning about this process, they will never again have to worry about where to sleep. Because as long as they're a part of a larger movement, they'll learn how to set up a homeless campment. They'll learn how to take over an abandoned house, and they'll learn how to take their country back, and that's what we have to do.
Are there any cases of people taking over houses where they've then retained ownership of the houses?
Yes. Thousands of people across the country have become homeowners, either through a variety of ways, either through concessions from Housing and Urban Development or concessions from the city, or just private wealthy individuals that see the story on the news, and they've called us up and said, hey, listen, I have these 3 empty properties, and instead of the city taking them, can I donate these to your organization so that you can give them to a homeless family that wants to be active in the fight to end homelessness? And we say absolutely. And so we've allowed families to move into those properties. And then we turn those properties into what we call them human rights houses, which means that this is not just about housing you and your family, but anytime that we need that floor in your living room, or we need you to sleep on the floor yourself and share your bed for another family tonight, this is not just about me and mine, this is about we and us.
Would you hope for an outcome such as that with this house that's being occupied currently?
Absolutely. Hopefully, I think that the first thing that we all have to deal with is overcoming fear. This whole notion that, this is foreign and something bad is going to happen, and no. It's far more scary and horrible if you're a homeless person and you're sleeping outside with your kid. You're a much better situation if you're linked up with other people that give a damn about what happens to you and your family. And so, yes, I think this is an important historical marker for Nashville, Tennessee, where I think that the snowball's gone down the hill and it's going to keep building.
Now, why Nashville? Why did you come to Nashville now?
Because I was invited.
Okay.
I always go where I'm invited. So they can't call me an outsider.
What about the people who are living here now? Can you tell me a little bit about them? The ones who is it a family living here now? Or
There's a couple that's staying here. And
are they homeless?
yes, they're currently homeless, and because being poor in the United States of America is pretty much synonymous with being criminalized. One of the couples, he has a criminal background. So it's even 10 times harder to find any kind of affordable housing, because immediately they do a criminal background check and then you don't qualify for any kind of subsidized housing. So if we're serious about keeping people out of the prison industrial complex, we'll get serious about helping them with finding jobs and affordable housing.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Cheri. If people would like to find out more about you and some of the issues that you advocate for, how can they learn more about you?
They can bring up our website at www.economichumanrights.org. And and we encourage folks to get involved, and we'll go anywhere that we're invited.
Okay.
You got a housing crisis? Invite us.
Okay, thank you.